first game as a 900, bona fide 900. And we got copycat 1268, e4, e5, and look at us go. Control of the center. Who will win it? No, seriously, he does not care at all. He's just playing the Wayward Queen Attack. Okay. I should really write a book on punishing this. So I know the threat is f7. It can't be any more obvious. So let's just play knight c6. We're automatically gonna be winning like right away. Be careful. The way you defend the Wayward Queen is first g6, and then after queen f3, knight f6, and then what's the way you play this? He plays c3 to block off the knight. He's trying to play really fast and just win cheap. I'm okay with the development so far. We'll just block off the knight here, so knight to b5 is playable. But I'm not necessarily even afraid of knight to b5. I wouldn't mind playing a6 with tempo. So maybe I'll just castle. I'm assuming knight to e2, and then he'll castle himself. Yeah, there we go. And he's going to look to castle right here. Okay. So, what are our options here? What are our options? Well, this pawn on e4 is a little weak. The d3 could kind of could remedy that situation. Maybe we try bishop e6 with the idea that if pawn takes, we release our rook on the f file. And it also gets rid of this pin. This pin was kind of annoying. And, I mean, right away, this bishop kind of sucks, which isn't great. Taking here would have almost worked. Let me just try pushing. I don't see any need to move the knight out of the way. Though maybe, yeah, let's just get control of the center and play fundamental chess. This discovery is available for us at some point. Interested in maybe knight e4, but maybe not. Maybe not knight e4. I could push e4 as well. This bishop is about to be very strong. Notice that before it was blocked in, kettled into a wall of pawns, but now in this position, we're looking open. We're looking very open here. I could just limit the knight's mobility as well, because as I start developing my pieces, knight to b5 becomes a possibility. I'm not necessarily in a rush to play anything either. Like there's no real crazy threats here. He's pinned, but there's the discovered attack as well. Let's just play queen d7. This would complete our development. It allows us to essentially connect our rooks together. Our knights are on very good squares. The bishop is kettled and ready to break open the center and really attack this dark square diagonal. And e4 is a very relevant idea as well, looking to develop the knight to this really nice outpost. But also releasing the bishop onto this diagonal that we obviously really like. I don't see any nasty discovery tactics though. Though maybe not. My queen is unpinned. I could play knight to e4, looking to attack the bishop and discover the queen, and then once he moves over, the only thing is once he moves over, it's not that great. So knight to e4, the bishop is takes, queen ends up where the bishop is, taking back on g5. And well, where does he even go here? He can't see this. Okay, so this is winning already. Knight to e4, and I don't really see how he can. If he wants to defend the bishop, he'll have to play queen e3. Maybe push first, pawn takes, and then knight. Knight e4, attacking the bishop. Queen e3, and then if knight takes, some development here. Let's just do it. Let's just threaten the discovery on the queen, and yeah, so that sacrifice is going to end up working out quite well for us. Rook takes, and now, do I want to? So now he actually gives me a bit of a choice here on what I want to do, and it's interesting. I actually like the way he played this. Even though we're up material, we should probably save the rook and then take back with the queen here. And maybe rook f5 attacks the bishop at least. Or take here. And then queen g4 if pawn takes. If pawn takes back here, then just where does the knight go? Knight here. Queen takes. Queen takes and then checks after pawn. Nah. At the end of the day, we'll just go ahead and save our rook, and the pawn takes back here, winning the knight. Unfortunately, our opponent did leave the game here. All right, let's continue, friends. Continuing on the road to 2000s, and once again, we have an e4, e5 opening, which is pretty standard. And once again, we see the Wayward Queen. So a lot of people in the 900s clearly love the Wayward Queen. Same idea as before. Knight to c6, defend the pawn. Bishop comes to attack. And g6. Queen comes back for one more mate. Knight f6. Queen's defending. Pawn to c3. Are we literally playing the same opponent? This is the exact same game. Fine, whatever. d6, let me guess, h3. Oh, okay. This is where things get a little different. And right away, we get a free temp. And, okay, cool with me. The knight's defending, but watch out for this pin. This pin will immediately undermine the position. So normally kettling makes sense here, but we've already gotten the queen in kind of some bad positions. What about queen to d7, but then if h3, then what? Because I like the idea of h6, but then queen takes bishop, and now we're just losing the exchange. Maybe queen to d7. Maybe queen to d7 because it also kind of stops the pinning idea, and the queen is now taking over responsibility of defending the bishop. And yeah, he backs up. That's fine. We can play just bishop to e6, looking to get rid of this strong bishop. And after bishop takes, okay, so there we go. He's trying to eye down just a Okay, so if bishop takes here, he can actually go ahead and play queen f6, and I think that's completely winning. Our opponent is already going for these ideas that I would say are quite nasty. I'm looking at a queenside castle here, and maybe bishop e7. Yeah, that'll do the trick. Bishop e7, defend the knight. If he wants to take here, that's fine with me. I think I could take back with the pawn. And bishop h6, I feel like he's very out of touch with the position here. I'm looking to castle long. And the only thing this really does that's slightly annoying, I see, it's a good move. Okay. Bishop takes, and then, okay, so we're in a little bit of trouble already. I guess I'm playing a little too quick. Let me take, double up the pawns, and then move on from there. Is there anything I can do about this position? I mean, that's a pretty good bishop. I should have thought about that. Obviously, we're double attacked. Knight takes, pawn takes. Knight takes is interesting, but then queen takes back. I don't want to lose my material. Okay, let's play knight to h5. I'm okay with losing this exchange, but maybe first bishop takes. Bishop takes first Let's double up the pawns, and then knight to h5 will be next. Interesting. Okay, is there something I can do here to so notice that in this position I'm down in exchange, but I think I can desperado a pawn here after queen takes. I could probably trap the bishop. Desperado, maybe desperado doesn't make sense. Rook takes on h4, pawn takes, and then I mean knight to h5, and then after pawn takes. All right, let's just take. He's got pretty poor development, so I'm not actually too worried about this. Knight to h5, looking for h4 ideas. And if he does take here, it doesn't necessarily work. Let's go rook f8. And there are opportunities. I mean, he's doubled up pawn structure, even though we're down in exchange. I think we'll be in pretty good shape here. We should be at least. I think pawn f5 will instigate a pretty strong attack here. He's just getting really aggressive with these pawns. And notice, friends, that I can't just take back with the pawn. It doesn't work that well because then pawn takes and now my queen is being hit. So simply just knight to a5, and now we're threatening. I think knight to a5 is probably the best square because we're attacking this pawn and not allowing him to win the knight and the queen because taking back on e4 just does not work. Okay, so he is quite aggressive here, but we can punish. Then look how the knight is hanging. I think I can go ahead and push d5 and attack that knight. Discovery attack on the knight, and I have d4 or f4, depending on if he decides to pin or not. But keep in mind that the knight is now hanging, and knight to c2 is okay. Definitely learned a lesson here on not playing too fast because he did actually get a slightly advantageous position. Though I think when it's all said and done, I should be in the win column here. So I like the idea of pawn takes first, attacking the queen, followed by knight takes on c4. Taking this way doesn't guarantee me that I win the c4 pawn. Taking this way offers a discovered attack on the queen, and then I guess he goes one over, looking to attack the pawn here. I guess that could be kind of scary. Okay, there we go. So queen f5 is the most aggressive option. Bishop c5 is pretty aggressive. I really like knight c4. I think it holds the position together quite nicely. And we have ample defense on d5. And now we've officially survived. Bishop c5, piling pressure onto f2. And if he moves this f2 pawn, not only is our pawn on e3 ready to intercept, but knight to g3 is playable. This pawn push is not nearly dangerous enough. And, I mean, on top of that, yep, this does not work either, by the way. He avoids one check, but he completely ignores the threat of his rook takes. And pretty much, I think no matter what he does here, I'll get a fork. If I stack the knight, queen takes almost works, but doesn't. Maybe, oh, I have a nasty combo here. So the rook is defended by the bishop. Knight to g2. Knight to g2 threatens mate in 1. And the rook is defended by the bishop. How fascinating is this? Oh my god. And yeah, that just... Oh man, that doesn't do it. That does not do it, guys. Yes, the queen, he's forcing a trade of queens, but I can completely ignore this threat. After, right? I mean, if rook to f1, he goes here. And then, nope, he can't go there. The knight's defending. That's mate. GG's. Still, I played a little too fast.